One panel I did attend was the one that you did on respect. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and tell us?
Sure.
It resonated with a lot of people. They liked it.
Yeah, I think. So people who create web content, whether it's their own content that they're creating companies or publishing their blog, whatever, or people who synthesize and produce content for, making their company's blog or creating a space and environment where other people can create content, like Facebook. There's no name for this profession. There's no information on this profession. The job titles are completely random and up in the air. Every company has different ones.
Yeah.
Salaries range like really wildly.
And you know this because you did a web designer survey, right?
Right. Eric Meyer and I, through a list apart, conducted a salary survey, and 33,000 people filled it out. And it's not such a great innovation. It's my wife's idea. It was Carrie's idea, and it was really simple. Because the first thing that happened was we were doing research. We were doing research to find out about demographics of the profession, and we hired the Native Public Library's researchers, gave them a budget, and said, "Tell us everything you can about people who create websites." And they said, "We can't. There's no information." I said, "Well, wait a minute. There's been the .com boom and bust. There's Amazon. There's Microsoft. There's Apple. It doesn't make any sense that there can be no information on people who create these websites." But there wasn't. There was only IT. So we paid for the research on IT people, and we said, okay, so we've got to start creating this information ourselves. We've got to ask people ourselves, who are you, what do you do, what do you earn, where do you work, what's your title, how long you've been doing it, what's your educational background, does it matter, is there gender bias where you work, is there racial bias where you work, does your college background help you, does it directly affect what you do? How do you get along with others in your profession, all that stuff. I think we're trying to find out, get the same respect for this profession that others have. This profession is one of the few really healthier parts of the economy right now. Mm-hmm. And right now, web stuff is still doing very well in spite of everything else that's going wrong in other parts of the economy. And yet there's really no information on people like us, what we do, the value it brings, and all that. So the idea was, part of it was, okay, so if we want to do that, if we want to build respect like that, it starts by communicating well with each other. Because there's traditional antagonisms between designers and clients, between designers and developers, between IAs and designers, writers, IAs, designers, developers. Everyone's got a different sense of what the web's about and what's a value on the web, and the people who pay for it may have a different sense altogether as well. So all of us have to communicate better, and then from there reach out more to the public.
So you think increased communication is the
as
key?
Obvious as it sounds, data and increased communication. For people to understand what we do, there has to be real data out there, and not just people's impressions, right? So the story I told in the panel, in 1998, I was sitting next to a businessman on an airplane. He says, "What do you do?" I said, "I design websites." He's like, "Oh my God, you design websites? Wow, I've got I work at this, here's my card, all this stuff." Like, really, as if I had said, I teach people to levitate. It was just, and in 2000, when I said it, people looked at me with pity. Like, oh, as if I'd said, I churn my own butter in a commune where we don't believe in washing. And I think so. There's this sort of, when you ask people what the web is, and they tell you it's Facebook. They tell you whatever they think it is. It's usually wrong. It's whatever the news media is covering. It the news media thinks is a story, but the news media is always covering this tangential aspect of it. And I mean, it is interesting that Microsoft might want to buy Yahoo. That's an interesting news story, but that can't be all there is.
Yeah.
Right? That can't be all there is. And the European Union finding Microsoft in violation of antitrust is important, but that's not all there is, right? There are hundreds of thousands of people who many of whom really care about best practices, care about design, care about users. They really work hard to try to figure out how to make their content reach more people, technically making it more accessible, emotionally making it more connectable. That's design, right?
And with all this thought going into it, we do need more respect, don't we?
Yeah, that's what I think.
And so you say we got to ask for it, right?
I think we should demand it, but if we want it, we have to get good information out there. We have to have data out there. And we need the same kind of data that any other profession has, right? Nobody challenges the value of electrical engineers.
Yeah.
Right? No one says, oh, we don't really need electrical engineers, we're fine without them, or wow, electrical engineers are so hot. It's just a profession. And so I think it'll be, because we're new,
Yeah.
and because the market is so volatile, people, and has been since the beginning, people treat it like it's rock and roll, and then they treat it like it's garbage. What they need to do is just understand that it's a profession, like other design professions, and treat it with respect.
Good. That's a good case to be made, I think. And so what else is in store for you here in Austin before you leave?
We're here all week, and mainly what we're going to do is see friends, meet new people, try to see as many panels as I can, wander around, learn new things. That's what you do here.
That's what you do here. Aaron Walter, who I was talking to earlier, said
love that guy.
It's like trying to drink from a fire hose to take in all of South by Southwest.
Very nice.
And now that it has like 8,000 attendees, it's pretty amazing. And
it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. And don't you kind of feel nostalgic for those earlier days we were talking about?
I think it was overwhelming even then, though.
It was.
I think when there were 5 panels and 5,000 people,
yeah,
it was still overwhelming, but now it's just beyond huge.
Yeah.
I think almost everything meaningful that's going on in the web is being represented here.
It is.
Right,
yeah.
and every company with an interesting idea, and every content management system, right, and every new technological idea, whether it's good or not, is here, making their case. And so you kind of have to be here.
Yeah, you'd have to.
But I think to not get overwhelmed, I'm not trying to get my money's worth.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go. I didn't obsess about it. I mean, I looked at the calendar. I picked things I think I'd like to see. I put them on my iCal. They're in my iPhone. But I'm missing them. If I miss something, I don't worry too much.
Yep.
You can't see everything. And always, there's 5 things you want to see that are opposite each other.
Of course.
And there's no way for Hugh to do anything about that. No matter how it gets juggled, there's going to be some people going, oh, those are the 3 people I wanted to see.
Yeah. So do people stop you on the street here in Austin? And
yeah, I get I get this bizarre ego stroke here that I don't get anywhere else in the world.
in New York City, they don't say, oh, there goes Jeffrey Zeldman.
Nobody cares because of nobody.
Yeah.
But here, because there's enough people that read Designing with Web Standards, or Read Lists Apart, or both, or been, some people, and I've been coming here a long time too, so I know a lot of people too. It's not even really, a lot of it's just knowing a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a high school reunion, only a lot more fun than.
Only this time you get to go back as the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Well,
nice.
Jeffrey, it's great talking to you and seeing you here at South by Southwest.
And
thank you for joining us here at Voices That Matter. And hope you have a wonderful visit here in Austin.
You too. Thanks a lot.